Hello, I'm Scott, the breathing guy. I train people to use the core, energy and strength in physical activity. The name of this video is Baseball Bat Swing Mechanics, an exercise bat approach to learning your swing. I don't care whatever swing mechanics you have. This is an exercise to help you fit your body to hit the ball in different positions. First off, I recommend, don't have to do this, get a light bat and look at this plate. It's a great tool because you can make it, put the ball inside, outside, and down the middle. So you can practice bringing your bat to the ball by shaping your body in different ways and figuring out what way will produce the greatest impact that you can generate through your body to the bat. In other words, you can practice always in the middle, go down the side, but when it goes low, how do you want to shape your body? We're talking swing mechanics. Swing mechanics of the baseball bat is the way you shape your body. That's the beginning. Then you have the muscles interior, that's what we're going to deal with. Inside you, what muscles do you want to use in that physical form, in that part of the swing? So when you go down, you're different than if you go here or go a little higher. But having a sensory condition or way of shaping your body, dealing with the range of where they're going to pitch, inside, outside, here, down to your knees. And if you want to hit it and hit it effectively, you have to have your body's mechanics, swing mechanics, tuned to maximize what you can produce with the bat. This is an exercise. This is toning muscles. This is conditioning the shape of your body. If you don't even realize the shape of your body that would produce the most effect of bringing, if you want to say, force to your bat, your physical force to your bat, you're diminishing your chance of hitting and then hitting effectively. So let's begin to understand the way I approach an exercise, bat exercise to hitting the ball. Right now, I have it down low, the ball down here. We're going to practice from this position first. Then I'll have one up a little higher and a little higher. And we're going to discuss and you find what works best for you. It's not just how. I want to make you aware of what you can do, what you have to find in your sensations, in your muscles, in relationship to the way you shape your body, the swing mechanic itself. And you shape your body differently for where the ball comes through. So the first thing that I understand, there's my approach to the baseball. I have an open stance. My right back foot is turned in 17 degrees, and my left foot is turned out 78 degrees, and it's out here, and it's an open stance. So in other words, my front foot is back to even with basically about my arch. But you can do it any way you want, but I just got to go. The practice method itself, what I'm dealing with. So understand, the first thing, what determines the distance of your bat to the ball? In other words, if you're going to line yourself up, you want your back foot that determines. So where are you going to hit a ball at? There's my knee, come across here. So that is a good distance from there, because watch, if I move my knee back, see the bat moves. If I move my knee forward, it goes over the plate. I don't want that. I want to go where I can hit the ball on the outside here at where the ball can come through. So I can hit it right there. So what determines my distance of that point is my back foot. Wherever my back foot is will give me the distance for out here. Now, that's assuming that my arm is bent when I hit the ball. That's my goal. Now, if you want your arms out like this, I don't recommend. Like this, then it's a little farther out. You're talking what? An inch, 2 inches farther out. So you can adjust if you want to hit the ball with your arm straight, which is the weakest position of hitting the ball. So understanding the back foot determines where you want to if you want to say the farthest point on the plate. Understand that as a beginning. Next, I have the ball here, and I want to hit it here. So you're up here, and you're going to bring it down. Taking the ball back. My instructions is to hit the ball, you have to have the most direct route. No excessive motion, movement, whatever. No stepping out. You don't need that in the beginning. Just hitting the ball firmly, accurately is the beginning. Then you can amplify it. There's 1,000 ways of amplification of impact. But anyway, this is basic learning. 2, okay, what do you do with the front arm? You want to lock it into your shoulder square like this. So take your ball back, and what's your footwork? So if you're like this, even, you're straight like this, and you're going to come down. How are you going to? You're even stepping off like this, you're going to come down. It does. Go very slow. Get to a point, stop, and as you're stepping out, pause. Which was? Drop your shoulders. The number one action that you do that will make you weak is if you have tight shoulders. If the shoulders are up, and if your core is weak. If the shoulders are up, the core is weak. The core is the source of your energy and strength. You cannot engage your strength if the shoulders are up. So the first thing you have to learn is to make sure the shoulders are neutral and down. And how you do that, you squeeze your glutes. If you squeeze your glutes, you can't raise your shoulders. So when your shoulder down, squeeze the glutes, you find you can't. Physically, you can test this. If the shoulders are soft, inhale a little bit, pull up on your glutes. That's these two muscles right here. Squeeze them a little bit and try to raise your shoulder. It's very limited range. And that's what you want during your swing. If you hit like this, you're totally weak. You can hit the ball, your hands will hurt, and the ball goes nowhere, even though you hit it on that. So if you're any which way with your footwork, sorry, there's 3 areas you have to work for. Lower body, down, upper body, and hands. Those are the 3 points. So by going very, very slow, different stages of your swing, you can actually feel what muscles you're using and change it. Alter it. What would make you more forceful? What would give you more dynamics? That's the whole exercise. Finding your swing mechanics, exercising your swing mechanics. You got regular exercise, now you want to say bat exercise swing mechanics. That's the name of the game. So here, so you're up here. So what you want to do is, what do you want your hips to do first? Stop, pause, feel your shoulders. Always start with shoulders. Is your shoulders down, tight, whatever. What's your arm doing? Is it straight or bent at this stage? And then you step out a little farther. You want a lot of people have their arm bent. When they step out, the front arm goes straight. Then the back starts. Then when you get here, stop. Feel what muscles, what's tight, what's soft, what can you improve? Drop that right shoulder. Let that shoulder come down. Here, a lot of people have tight shoulder. So you want this side firm. You eventually want the right side firm, coming down. Then your grip. What are your fingers are doing? I recommend that you always have your fingers like this when you're hitting the ball, when you're gripping it. Never grip that finger around your... If you want it soft, like this, or neutral, fine. You want it more dynamic, point like that, it frees up your speed. So you're kind of stepping out, if you say pause, pause. Then when you start here, what's your hips do? Is it tilted down, flat like this? If your shoulders are flat, the ball's going flat. All you're going to do is this. If your right shoulder comes up, front shoulder comes up, then you got a greater impact upwards. You're coming up like this. Finding the shape of your body that you want to use, and that when the ball is at this level. That's the key. When it's low, down at your knees, how can you hit it? How do you shape your body? So pitchers look at, okay, he's a sucker for low balls. His body shape, his swing mechanics is good for middle, upper, but you go low, he doesn't know how to shape his body to bring the bat to the ball very well. He'll foul out, or he'll do this or that. How do you correct that? Is by going very slow and figuring out what is your swing mechanics that you have to create to hit that ball effectively, repeatedly and effectively. That's the name of the game of this exercise. What do you do with your core? What do you do with your hips? Soft shoulders. What do you do with your hands? Where's the bat, the left arm at when you're hitting this involved? How do you swing through? You're coming like this, or you're coming like this. What's the right hand doing? These are all part of the swing mechanics of what you're doing with your body. And if you want to say hand action, fit what you see. What you don't see is the muscles you're using to do it. But the number one thing you take, you need to engage this muscle and have this fluid and soft and down. That's the first rule. Always check shoulders. Check here. Then you shape your body in relationship because of your muscles. What shape of the body do you want your swing mechanics to be at the point of hitting the ball? So that's the first rule. So you can go, like I said, you can do it any form you want, but go on stages, pause, see what your body is, reshape your spine maybe, then go out a little farther if you want, and go down. What's your timing? Pause, let your shoulder, where you want your arms, squeeze your hand at a certain point. You get a chance of when to make your body fluid and soft, and then when at the point of impact, making it hard, toning your muscles. Then when you come through, then what do you want to do then? How do you want to decide? Soften hands, whatever. I'm going to be a little, you can test this. A lot of batters, they twist their back up because after they go like this, they miss the ball and they twist their body around and everything. How do you stop the momentum of the bat? After you pass, say you get to here, you got to stop it. Like in golf, it's what creates back injuries. It's not the coming down and hitting the ball. It's stopping the kinetic energy of the rotational force of the bat. How do you stop that? If you just let it go free like this, it's going to go right back here, and you're using not the most effective muscles to stop that kinetic energy of a rotational force. But if you stop here, come through, and then when you get to here, squeeze. This is where you come in with this finger here, squeeze both those fingers, the middle finger and the thumb, and your arm won't move. The more you squeeze this finger right here, so when you come through, squeeze, it'll slow your bat down. So you have less chance of hurting your back through the rotation because it stops the bat. Your hands are stopping the bat rotation, not your torso, not your back, not your hips. That's a whole different plane there. But it's playing an instrument, making your grip like playing an instrument at different points, coming down, striking the ball, releasing the ball. You're playing. You start with your little finger, the last hand, you squeeze all fingers except this. And then when you want to stop the bat, then you squeeze this finger right here, these two fingers right here. Squeeze the finger. So you don't have to just have them soft if you want. And then squeeze this finger, and the thumb as you're coming, after you get past that point, and your arms will actually start locking up. So it stops the bat. Your arms stop the bat rotation, the kinetic force of it. Otherwise, that's why people throw the bat over here, or they let go of it, because if they maintain it, just twist their body around. They go around in circles. How do you prevent that? Use your hands. Your hands should stop the bat, which connects to the forearm. Forearm is what connects to hit the ball, and then how do you stop the kinetic force? So that's one. So coming down, set your distance, find your distance. When you're coming down, and when you get to here, right before you hit the ball, how do you want your bat? You want it flat like this? You want it a little bent? How do you want your torso tilted, involved? Where do you want your hips? You want your shoulders in front of the hips, back of the hips? These are all questions. What would maximize your rotational force? Should the shoulders be behind the hips or be slightly in front? The more you put the shoulders in front, the weaker your rotational force. The hips are back. That's why when batters put their foot way out, their hips stop and the shoulders just continue around. They torque up. It's like it's weaker. I like some of the old greats like Babe Ruth, DiMaggio, and especially Babe Ruth. Look at his footwork, his lower body action, and what he did compared to some of these other guys involved. He had his timing down well. Hitting a ball is timing, but it's the shape of your body so you can bring, so you're at the strongest. It's linking the whole body down to your feet at the point of contact of the ball. That way you can absorb the concussion of hitting as the ball comes in, you're hitting it. You got to stop it and reverse the force. The more it pushes your body back, that's your grip, the less forward motion you're going to get. The more solid it is, and the less it slows your speed down when you hit it, the greater the distance you're going to have. So really understand these basic parts, learning, if you want to say, all the stuff you have to do to have a really effective striking ability at the ball. But the shape of the swing mechanics itself, that's the lower body, upper body, hands, how you shape it. Then you have the internal muscles. Then if you want to say attitude comes in, that's the outer head generator and the core generator work together for your energy and strength. So you got really internal, if you want to say the electrical system, then you have the shape of the body, then you have the muscles, all have to, and then attitude. What's your attitude? Your attitude affects your swing. So really understanding what an attitude is and how do you affect that. This is where core breathing comes into play. The calmer you are, the more focused you can be. All calming exercises have breathing involved. And it's dealing with how you exhale. Not your inhale, it's dealing with your exhale and your pauses. That's all. So really understanding the swing mechanics, you can do that when you have the ball here. How do you want to shape your spine? And if you want a ball here, how do you want to tilt your building? So understanding each area of the body where the ball's going to go by, how do you want to have your body and how do you learn it? How do you develop it? Refine it to the point where it's totally natural to hit down below, here, or here. Anywhere that the ball comes within the strike zone, you can hit it effectively if you choose to. That's the key right there for this whole process of learning how to shape your body. What gives you the best balance? What gives you the greatest transfer of force to the bat itself? Where do you want to hit it? The distance, the reason why distance is so, you want to hit the ball within a certain range if you really want maximum force. The farther out you are, in one way, but this right here, there's not much difference when you start, involved. So if you think about, from my knees here up, where your distance is. And you really, there's a lot, it's complicated. It's not simple, but I'm just giving you a very basic physical approach of developing your physical shape swing mechanics so you can refine it down enough where you can hit the ball at any one position, or you can just pick, when the ball comes here, I'm going to hit it out of the park. And if it's really low, how can I hit it where it just grounds if I need to? So there's, places. I've seen people hit home runs for when it's down like this because they come up on an angle good enough. But that shaped their body. They shaped their shoulders. They had the left arm straight. They knew how to snap their hands. How to get those sensations imprinted in your mind, in your brain actually, so the mind can realize it. But you have to shape the body first, pick the muscles, and then connect to the source of your energy and strength. But the number one thing is you have to have soft shoulders. Your shoulders have to be fluid so you can turn. The tighter the shoulders, shorter range of motion. That's all I'll just say there. That's how it works. Anyway, this is Scott, the breathing guy. This is baseball swing mechanics, bat mechanics, and this is an exercise of how to shape the body for the swing mechanics so you can find the muscles, tensions, and relationships to make your training to hit the ball any one of these positions, outside, inside, and you can test it. That's the key point there.